Hey everybody, Sean Swartz here. I'm an education specialist at Mote Marine Lab and Aquarium. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a couple of observations from the park around my neighborhood. One of the biggest challenges we've been facing so far as an aquarium, and specifically in the education department, is coming up with educational programming that can be made available for folks given the recent outbreaks of COVID-19 and social distancing. So with that, I want to take a couple of minutes to just explore the park around my neighborhood here and encourage you to do the same. Hopefully through these series of videos you'll be learning a little bit more about the basic ecology of this area, and we can connect and share our findings throughout the various parks here. So all I'm going to be doing today is just showing you a couple of the flora and fauna that I'm finding around the park here. All I'm taking with me is my phone that I could use for identification purposes, a pair of binoculars, and I'm going to spend a little bit of time out here exploring. So let's go see what we can find, and I'll check in with you in just a little bit. Plotted as a public park in 1924, Gillespie Park is an urban oasis of green space for humans and wildlife alike. For almost a century, this park has played home to hundreds of species of plants and animals. So right now we're looking at a couple of white ibises. These are common wading birds that we see in our freshwater and marine environments around here. They have a really long, pronounced bill that's really advantageous for digging down deep into the mud and finding invertebrate life, or really picking through some of the vegetation along the banks here, trying to find something to eat. One of the most common species we see here in Gillespie Park actually is the Muscovy duck. The Muscovy duck is an omnivorous, non-native bird. One of the issues with this bird, being that it does consume plants as part of its diet, is that it can actually outcompete native wildlife in eating vegetation around here. So again, you can see a very large population of them. They're rather established in Florida at this point, but here in Gillespie Park you can actually see quite a lot of them. Of course, in this park we see a lot of native wildlife as well. So we're looking at a great egret across the pond there, and a little bit harder to see down below. You can actually see a couple of freshwater turtles poking their heads out, looking towards the bank at me over here. But if we zoom in on that great egret over there, you can actually see that it's hunting in the shallows right now. Again, those long legs of the wading birds are really important for keeping them out of the submerged areas while they hunt for, invertebrate life or comb through the vegetation along the shoreline. So we're zoomed in on that great egret again, and now we're watching it hunt in the shallows. One of the main things when you're observing wildlife like this to remember is that you want to stay far enough away that you can maintain a respectful distance so that you're not disturbing the wildlife. Another great thing to remember is to pick up your trash. You can see a little bit of debris over here along the edge of the shoreline, and so just remember that what we do on land ends up in the water. So with your public service announcement for the day, just remember to pick up your trash and put your recyclables where they belong. One of my favorite species to see around these giant live oaks is actually the Spanish moss, which, a little fun fact, is neither Spanish nor is it moss. It's actually what we call an epiphyte, and it's truly a flowering plant. What I'll do here in just a second is zoom in so you can actually see a really cool little bud of a part of this flowering plant here. But often you see it growing within the branches of these large live oak trees, like you can see right above my head here. So again, this is called an epiphytic flowering plant, meaning that it grows on top of other plants such as this live oak that I'm standing beneath. All right, folks, that's all for today. Thanks for joining me. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to let us know, send us a comment. I'm hoping to make more of these in the future, in the next couple of weeks here, but I want to encourage you to do the same. Certainly keep your distance, wash your hands, and be safe out there. But remember to just look in your backyard and see what you can find. Just starting in our backyards is a great place to observe wildlife. So make a video, send it to us, send us a comment, let us know what you think, and hopefully we can get to see you soon. Take care. This is again Sean Swartz signing off from the field.